Cell phones. You hear them everywhere. On the bus, at a restaurant, in a theater. And now, cell phones have even entered the classroom. Jackie Goff reports.
Cell phones are more popular than ever, especially with teenagers.
People's cell phones go off in class just because, like, they forgot to turn them off. And it is quite common. Usually happens in one of my classes at least once a day.
Reese is also the student union president. He says cell phones don't just disrupt the class.
The teacher, a lot of the times, it's like the teacher can be discussing certain things, going over homework, tests or quizzes, or we could be writing one at the time, and then the cell phone goes off and you might be in deep concentration or whatever thinking about something, and then it just goes off and you just sort of lose it.
At QEH, there are no formal policies that stop students from having cell phones in the classroom.
There is a general agreement among teachers that, because teachers control their own classes for the most part anyway, that cell phones are not permitted in the classroom, that students, when they enter the class, should have their phones turned off.
I think it would help if there was a policy specifically saying that you have to have your cell phone turned off.
The administration at the QEH doesn't think they need a written policy, but what about those schools that have one? There haven't been any problems with cell phones at Sacred Heart, but they've banned them anyway.
Sometimes I think it's better to be proactive and say, you know, a classroom is not an appropriate place for a cell phone.
Soon after cell phones came out, they joined Sacred Heart's list of electronics, like headphones and Walkmans, that were banned in the classroom.
If I was a teacher, I'd kind of find it disrespectful to have a student in class with on their cell phone while I'm trying to teach it.
The latest craze on cell phones is text messaging.
There was a commercial that was a teacher and there was two students and they were text messaging, and the teacher was like, oh, they're doing it again. I know they're doing it again. And it was like advertising text messaging during class.
Students have always found ways to cheat on tests. Cell phones may be the latest method. Students can text message answers to their friends during a test. Administrators at QEH and Sacred Heart don't think this is happening in their schools. But as the trend gets more popular, so can the problems. Jacqueline Goff, Metro Beat, Halifax.